Hello friends, welcome back, and in today's video we are going to discuss about the file handling in Python, and we will again discuss about the binary files. In the last video we have discussed that how we can open the binary files using the open function, and how we can read from the file and how we can write it to using the byte array function. And today we are going to use two more packages which are helpful for us to do the file handling for the binary files. One of them is the pickle and the other one is the self. So let's see that how we can uh, do the programming using pickle and self. So to use the pickle, you just need to use import pickle. First, you need to import the package, the library package, and then if you have to open the file, then you just need to write like with open C drive, and here I'm going to write a file like cast test1 test10.txt test10 only, because we are going to open the binary file. So binary file I'm opening here in the write mode, bin underscore file, and I will write here something. What I'm going to write, how I will write using the pickle dot dump function. Suppose I have to insert something like test val is equal to Vikas and then Rajesh and then Sumit, and that's it. I just want to insert these values in test val. So what I will do, I will just write the value first here, and then I will just give the reference to the binary file variable which I have created. This is the variable, so bin file, and now it has been written. If I run it, it will be written. Here you need to write as, right? So F5, and then let's see if in C drive and Vikas, and then here I can see test1. So this is test10. So this is the file. Rest of the file I just need to remove so that no confusion should be there. So I'm just removing it, and this is the test10 file, and it's a binary file. If I open it in any of the, let me open the notepad. In any application, if I open it, then you can see that there are certain special characters to delimit each of the values, right? So this is the way it is written. Okay, so now it has been written. If I have to read it, then I just need to open it again with open C Vikas and then test10, and then just write it RB as bin underscore file. And now here you need to fetch the list pickle dot load, and here you can write bin underscore file, and you can just print everything here, print L, right? So everything has been printed here, all the three values printed. And if you want, you can print them one by one, L1 as L1 in L, print L1. So each value one by one on a single line you can print as well, right? So this is the way you can do it. So this is how the pickle can be used to read and write from the file, write to and read from the file. Okay, so there is nothing much. You can do it yourself, and you can do more experiments with the pickle. And the thing is, when you use the pickle, and if you are reading the file into your program, then entire file gets loaded into your program. It is loaded entirely in your cache, right? So if there is a very big file, and that big file contains some structured values like some key value pairs, or something like some structure is there. So in that case, this pickle will be loading the entire file in the cache, and that will not be a very good idea, right? So for that we have another library provided by the Python, which is known as the shelf. Okay, so let's see how we can work with the shelf. If we have to do the file handling using the shelf. So for that I just need to import shelve shelf, and if you have to open it, f is equal to open, and here you can write it like C drive again, and Vikash folder I'm just opening is testdb. You don't need to provide here any mode, just like in pickle and in normal file handling I have provided the mode of the file opening, but here I'm not going to provide any mode in which I'm going to open the file, right? Because whenever we use the shelves, then in that case all the files which we open, they are opened by default in the read and write modes. I mean, they are both available for reading and writing at the same time. Okay, so here I just need to write shelve self dot open, right? And now I can create the key value pair here. Like here I want to create the name is key and the name value is Vikash, and then f age is the key, and I have provided the value 39, 38, and then f a double d r e double s address is the key, and here I need to provide Noida, and then I have f course, this is the key, and I need to provide the value as MBA, right? So this is how it will be storing the values in the file, and this has been stored, everything has been stored now, right? So you don't need to do anything else, you just need to close at the end and everything will be stored, right? So everything has been stored there. Let us open the file testdb. Where is, let me just open it, Vikas, and then I have this file testdb 24 KB. Just open it in notepad. So I'm just opening it here, so you can see that it's a pure binary file, nothing can be seen, nothing can be read. Right now I just want to read this, so what I can do, I can just reopen the file, or if we want to just read it when we are writing, then we can do like we can see if this has been stored immediately or not. So we can do one thing, like if I have to print something, print f and open, sorry, name, then will we be able to print it? Let's see. Yes, we will be able to print it because it is open for both read and write at the same time. Okay, so let's print all the keys here. How we can print the keys? It's very simple, just like you do for dictionaries that I have discussed earlier in one of my videos. Then you can do like this, and you can do like print key, and all the keys will be printed here. Oh, sorry, it's not for, it's in, it should be in, right? So everything has been printed, like all the keys have been printed. Okay, name, age, course, everything was printed there. And if I want to print the value as well, then what I will do, I will do like f and again key, I will provide it here, and then if I run it, then you will be able to see that along with the keys, values have also been printed here, right? So this is the way you can do this. And if you want to print everything, then you can do like this, print f, then it will be printed with key value pairs, right? So it's course MBA, it's again the dictionary, right? So it will be printed in the form of a dictionary when you do this. Okay guys, so this is the way you can read and write to the cells. And now let's see, if I open this file in some with some other name, then what will happen? F1 is equal to shelve cell dot open, and C and Vikash and test db. I'm opening the same file, the same shell, and here I'm going to write something like f1 key1 is equal to value 1. Then what will happen if I print now? I want to print all the keys now. Suppose I add one more key, f1 key, sorry, key 2 and here I give the value 2. That's it. And now I want to print everything for key in F1, and I want to print all the keys. I'm just printing the keys right now, right? So here you can see that I have opened this file, Vikas testdb, the same file that I have opened earlier. And here if I add only two key values, key 1 and key 2, and still wanted to print all the key values, then I have then you can see that we got all these values: address, age, course, name as well. This is why, because the shell doesn't open the file in write mode, or it doesn't overwrite any of the files that you've already created. It will just append the values to it. The key value pairs will be appended to it. It will, or you can say, like, it's always in append mode with read and write both operations available, right? You can say like that for the selves, right? So this is all was for the selves, and you can use this one as you want, because it can be used for the structured data, or if you want to create a small database, then in that case you can use the shelves, right? So I hope you might have got the point that how it can be used. And the advantage of self over the pickles is that in case of shell, you don't need to load entirely the complete file in your local cache, in your program cache, right? It will be, the values will be loaded, where the keys will be read from the shell as and when needed, right? So this is the better option in case you have a large structured data where the key value pairs kind of things are there, right? Let's do one more exercise with the selves. Rather than putting the values here, single values, let's put the set of values, I mean the list of values. So what we can do, suppose I just want to put a list of students, Rakesh and then Daulat, right? And then F, courses, right? So here, if I just want to, before that, I just want to remove all the keys, because these keys are, there are some keys already available. So let's see that one as well, how we can remove the keys as well. For key in F, let's first print that if all the keys can be printed, right? So let's see. Okay, all the keys have been printed. I just want to remove all the keys. So the function is del F key, right? F is the reference to the shell, and key is the key which I want to delete. So if we do this, then all the keys will be removed. And now if you print all these things, then none of the keys will be printed. Print key, right? I have removed all the keys. If you want to remove any specific key, then also you can do the same with the del, right? So here you can see that none of the keys are available. Now we will create some new keys, right, with the self. So let's create some new keys, names, and now right here, like Vikash, and then Rakesh, and then what was there, Daulat. Okay, then let's have the courses. Here I need to provide the courses names which is offered. So MCA, and then MBA, and then PGDCA, or you can say PGDM. All the courses which have been offered are here, right? So suppose if I print F names, then what will happen? It will print all the names, as you can see here. So all the names have been printed here. Let us do one more thing. Suppose I have to add few more names to the names. So what I will do, F names, this gives me a list, and in the list we can use append function to add some new values. Suppose I want to add a new value Rajesh. Along with Rakesh, I want Rajesh as well. So what will happen? This will not give any error because this has appended the value to the list which I have taken from here. But this list will be, the scope of this list which you have appended will be ended just here. If you print again, print f names, then in this case you won't be able to see this new name. You will be able to see that old list only, right? You cannot do this thing if you want to add really a new value to the list, right? So what you need to do, you can do one thing. Here you can create a temp list. You can give it a name temp underscore list, and then it will be like f names. Then all the names will be there, and then temp underscore list dot append. Here you can add a new name Rajesh. Okay, so now it has been appended, and now I just want to add this new value to the shell. So what I will do, I will simply do f names, I will reassign, is equal to temp underscore list. And now if I print f names, then what will happen? This time it will show you all the names along with Rajesh. So this is the way you can do it. And now let's see again with all the values printed. So I can just print f, and it will print everything. All the lists, courses and names, all the lists have been printed. Alright, so this was all for today, and you can remember you can just note down the difference between selves and pickle, and both are very useful in their own context. And as per your need, you can use either pickle or the shells, right? So that's it for all the file handling stuff, and I don't think there is much to discuss about the file handling in Python anymore. So in next video, if I found something to practice on the file handling, I will provide it to you. Otherwise, in the next video we will see that how we can do the socket programming with the Python. So we will move ahead with the advanced topics now with the Python, and then we will be able to understand that how the programming is done using the Python for the socket programming or for the multi-threading and all those things. Synchronization, socket programming, inter-process communication, all these things are just remaining with us, and also the database programming, of course. So database handling, that will also be done in the coming videos. So very soon we will cover all those concepts so that we are well versed with, not well versed, basically we have touched all the basic concepts of a programming language that we need to do while we are working with any of the programming language. Okay, so that's it for today, and have a nice day. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Have a nice day. Bye bye.